Welcome back. Here we go again. Another build on the way. This one's me dividing head Arduino driven stepper motor. I don't know, whatever you want to call it, indexer thingy. That. Yeah, so this one's going to be fun. Might have bitten off more than I can chew with this one. So there we go with the tolerances I need and all the rest of it, but got to give it a crack, yeah. So I've been stuffing around for the last probably 3 weeks or so, just getting the design as polished as I could. Yeah, it took a bit of doing. Like, yeah, when you don't know what you're doing with Fusion, it's difficult. I'm getting the hang of it slowly. Thank God for YouTube. Slowly been accumulating the parts and the stock I need for it as well. Pretty much got everything now. I've got some just the timing gears and not timing pulleys, whatever you call them. Yeah, timing pulleys and belt should turn up hopefully tomorrow. Got my bearings, got everything else I need. Yeah, so I'll just give a quick run through of what I've been working on so far and what I'm up to, and show you the plans, and we should be good to go. I think start cutting out. I've got a good probably half a day just cutting out the stock I need because of the baby bandsaw. But all right, I'll just move cameras and do all that shit. Back in a minute. Yeah, so far, well, I've been dicking around in the design and my spare time and all the rest of it. I've managed to get the box with the switches and the screen and all that shit put in there and wired up the motor. Just got these 5-pin plug things on the end of it, ready to go. The box, what a bastard that was to fit that shit and bloody solder screw the little switches onto the board, whatever you call it. It was a prick of an idea. Don't you love when you set out like a hole pattern and it looks great and you put your buttons in and it just fucking it works. I don't care. Yeah, so there's that, and all I do, I've just got that lot sitting there in my little box, so it's like permanently hooked up inside there with all the rest of my shit, and I'll just plug it in when I need it. Get rid of that for a second. This is a little bit of an eyesore in here, but is what it is. So I got me VFD at the top there, power supply and driver. Oh, excuse me, and my PWM for my power feed. All the bottom shit is for the dividing head, so I've just got all that in there as a permanent thing. The only thing I've realised is, and when you don't know, you don't know, cheaped out on the driver and the power supply. I mean, that the ratings and everything is all right, but just cheap shit. And apparently, according to Google and YouTube and all the rest of it, is it's like noise through the motor, and it's just it works fine. Everything's fine with it. It's just it's just shit. I had my grab it. So when I had this one hooked up, perfect. Yeah, it's really good. So anyway, down the track, I'm just gonna upgrade them again. I mean, they're cheap. I just shouldn't have gone so cheap. Why do something properly once when you can do it twice, right? That fucking useless. Anyway, so that's that. So I'll just put the camera down and hook this crap up, show you what it does so far. Give me 2 secs. Alright, just give it some power. So there you go. It's on. Forgotten how to use it. Not that way. Just put it on 1 to 1. just for the demo. Can you hear that noise? That's the noise I'm talking about. Apparently it's completely normal. Nothing to worry about. Alright, so 4 divisions. Push the button. Off it goes. Fucking hell. How do you do it? Oh, I don't know. Anyway, you know that I'm pushing the buttons. So 45 degrees. $22.5. So should work alright. I'm going to do a little bit more to the software. Yeah, just mess around with it. See if I can do a few more things. I'm going to put a teeth option, which is completely pointless because you've got divisions, but it'd just look fancier if I was doing a gear and I can put teeth in. The other thing, because the whole device, whatever you want to call it, is the dividing head, turns out pretty big, especially, you know, just trying to use my lathe chuck and all the rest of it. When it rotates up vertically, it's quite high, so clearance is probably going to be an issue. It might be alright with a, you know, just like a plate on it. Well, I'm going to have to see how I go with that, but yeah, so the next thing I'll do after I finish this is I'm just going to buy myself a rotary table, just a, you know, second-hand job, I don't know, whatever I can pick up, and I'll do exactly the same thing, put a stepper on it, and I can use the whole same setup. Yeah, all I got to do is add a ratio in there for it, and that's it. So, you know, the whole same setup can run the two Duvers. That's yeah, I reckon that'll be alright. Alright, we'll move on. I'll just get the camera again. It's going to be a bit wobbly because I'm holding the camera, but it is what it is. Yeah, so I just did a printout to scale of the actual, you know, size of it, and all I was trying to do was work out. I wasn't modelling up the belt size because that just looks like a friggin' nightmare. So for what it's worth, it's not worth doing. Yeah, just printed out the scale so I could kind of figure out what size I need, and it turns out I need a 390 to 395 belt. That's exactly where it is. Like, this is just placed where it is at the moment. Obviously I'm gonna slot this out a little bit, probably make that, well, it just depends on what the belt does. Like when I get the belt, then I'll figure that out properly, but it's just rough. All I got to do is extend that up a little bit and it's nothing. But so they're a 90mm bearing. As you can see, it's large enough. Yeah, but as I say, I was matching the exactly what's in the lathe spindle, so that's what it was. And I contemplated going with bronze bushing, doing it that way, but like for a piece of 100mm bronze and the work I'd have to do to get it down and probably line bore it all and all the rest of it, just figured bearings it is. I think it'll be alright. Most of the time it's going to be locked up, so I figure, like, if the spindle's completely locked, the locking plate on the front, you know, it's going to take, if there's chatter and things like that, you know, with the bearing bouncing against, you know what I mean, like wearing in. The amount of use I probably use it, it's really not going to make that much difference. And need be, if I was using it heaps and I had to replace the bearings because they were getting notchy, you know, it's $100 for bearings, not even. So just take bloody couple of hours and replace the bearings. So I think it's plenty enough. But yeah, all I'm saying is the price of the bearings compared to the bronze, yeah, that's why it's like that. Got seals. What else? That's it for that. It's got my stock ready to go. and accumulating this over the last, month, basically. Sorry about the wobble. Trying to juggle hands and all the rest of it. So I got some 150 by 20. That's for the base and the sides. Should be plenty enough. A bit of 115. That's going to be for the body, the main body. Probably use that. It's 100 or something like that for the what do you want to call them? The pivot parts, whatever the fuck you want to call that. I don't know. Bit of 65 for the shaft. I'm dreading doing that. There's so much work in that bloody thing. So I think finishing the outside, roughing the inside, or very close to, and then to get the what do you call it? Yeah, for the collets to get. Hang on, I'm gonna flip this around. Give me 2 secs. Yeah. So what I was saying is, with the spindle, I'll get all the outside work done on it as much as I can anyway. Bore out the guts of it, and then get it close. The whole backside I'll get spot on, but the front of it for the 5C collets, I'm actually going to mount it, put it all together, finish it, and then mount that on the lathe as a whole body, and then I'll grind with the tool post grinder. I'll grind out the collet section. That's how I can see myself finishing it, and it sort of being concentric, true, whatever. So yeah, see how that goes. Last time I used the tool post grinder. I've got all this video of it. It's when I replaced my mill spindle. It's a long story. My one was knackered. A guy sent me one, and they were actually different, slightly different. I've got a ton of footage there. I just haven't got around to it. But the main part of the footage is I was using the tool post grinder. This is when I worked out it was wrong. The new one was wrong, so I was trying to fix my original one. Grinding away, everything was beautiful, and it was like my second last pass. I don't know what happened, but it just, something obviously moved, and the stone hooked in, and my heart just shattered into a million pieces because it fucked everything. Destroyed the spindle. Actually, I think I've got it here somewhere. Where up? There you go. Fucker. So that is destroyed. Yeah. Anyway, so finding one of these for that mill, just forget it. Contemplating making a new one, and then forget that. So then I had no choice, and I re-evaluated the one the guy sent me, and it works. It's fine. But anyway, the whole point of it is when I was tool post grinding, the moment that the stone let go and life fell apart, there was a massive blob of oil on the bloody lens. That didn't sound good, did it? Well, fucking Jesus. And it's all blurred, you can't see it. I was devastated. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, so anyway, rambling, talking shit again. With any luck, the next time I grind, I'll have a bit more success. Just be a bit more careful. This is it. You don't think this bastard took some time to design, especially when you don't know what you're doing with this software. But anyway, I'm just spinning around a bit. Didn't bother putting the belt on there. It's too bloody difficult. It was bad enough just doing these graduations. That took some figuring out. Easy for most, not for me. So the whole point to it was I wanted to be able to take my chucks straight off the lathe and mount it straight onto the dividing head without breaking the setup. I'll probably never use it, but I just figured if I'm going to all this effort, I might as well just make life difficult for myself. So yeah, the biggest thing and the hardest thing was trying to make it compact enough, and I don't even think really that it is. So when I rotate it, I can still use it. Oops. Yeah, so I can use it horizontally or as well as vertically. I don't know, whichever way it is, but it's pretty tall and low as I could get it. Yeah. So if you see here where the pointer is, that's my clearance. So it's just, and that's, I mean, that's only 10 mil. The drawbar for the Collets, which I'll get to in a second, but you know, so I'm only gaining another 10 mil if that was out. So you know, whatever. So I'll just turn off the chuck. The chuck and the back plate, I had to put it in just to model it, yeah. So I knew how high it was, how far out it was, and it's just for display. So what I'm hoping down the track, I'd like to see if I can find a low profile chuck, even for the lathe as well. We'll see how that goes. I don't know. That's later. I'll just split it in half. Oh no, I won't. Don't even know what I'm doing. Turn the chuck and the back plate off. So it takes 5C Collets. Where's my collet button? There it is. So yeah, it's going to have the taper ground in the spindle to take the collets. So I wanted to try and get as much out of it as I possibly could. And just to show you what's going on in the guts of it, there's quite a bit. Drawbar, there's your collet, the same bearings. The spindle is basically exactly what's in my lathe, just smaller or shorter. Yeah, so I've actually used the same spindle bearings as the main bearing. Well, it's probably well and truly overkill, but you know, it should be plenty sturdy enough. I'll draw another view. So that's just front view. Well, it's a bit of an afterthought, but it worked out all right. So that's going to be that's the lock for the spindle, so it won't rotate. I don't know. It's only a NEMA 23. I don't think it's got the torque to hold it from spinning if I was doing some sort of heavier cut. But anyway, it's got a lock, so I think that should work fine. What else we got? So that's basically smack bang in the guts. So these are what do you call them? Like the pivot points, I guess you'd say, whatever you want to call it. They're going to be pinned, like reamed, pinned. Try and get a as precise fit as I possibly can on that. Well, they have to be. Probably a bit overkill here. Same thing with the sides, with the ends. 10 mil dowel, M12 bolts. Plus it's also checked in. So I think by the time they're all in, it's locked down here, so it can't rotate. I think it'll be plenty sturdy enough. Like I don't think I'm going to have any, sidewards playing it. Not when it's all locked down. I have to do it this way because it all has to be assembled. Like I can't. I'm trying to point at the screen here. So the whole center of the whatever you call that. What do you call it? Body has to be assembled. Then the ends will be going on last, and then the base in from the bottom. If that makes sense. It's the only way you can assemble it. Like it would have been great to weld something and like weld the base so it was all solid, but I think it's going to be plenty solid enough. Anyway, what else can I show you? Is one with a 60 tooth and a 20 tooth. So that's 3-to-1, I think. Split locking thing, whatever you call that. Turn that drawbar off. Well, you can't see it, but yeah, so thread in there and the split lock to hold that on, hold the gear on. If I go back to that view, I got some feedback a while ago. I posted sort of like a quick picture of like it was nowhere near finished, but how it was all going to be held together. So yeah, obviously this bearing's pressed on, stops here. This one's in here. Then I've got a spacer ring here, and then so the gear presses against that, and then your lock nut will press the whole lot together and put some preload on it and whatever. That's it, I think. Now I've just got to build it, which is going to be fun. I don't know. I had to put a cover over the motor. I'm just worried about swarf, like it's magnetic. But then again, I'm worried about heat too. So closing it in like that, I don't know. Maybe if I make it in aluminium, it might, you know, let the heat escape, something like that. I'm not sure. Oh, sideways. There we go. Sorry. Yeah. So these swivel things, pivots, whatever you call them. So it's checked in. I don't know what you call that. An edge. Yeah. If I get rid of. Oh, what the fuck is it? Yeah. There you go. So it's checked into the body, and if I spin around this way and put this bugger back on, where is it? Isolate. There you go. So yeah, it's got that that recess there. It's all gonna have to be yeah, pretty precise to work the way I want it to. That's it, I reckon, guys. Job's done. A few videos making this. There's a lot to make. I put some little cutouts there just for some toe clamps if I need them. Just one last thing I should mention, which I almost forgot about. What I'm hoping to do is, so when this thing's complete, I'm going to bang it all together, lock it all down, like actually dial it in, I should say, dial it in and lock it down, yeah. And then what I'm hoping to do is, like as a very final thing, is drilling and reaming these holes for a locating pin, yeah. So just at you know 0 and 90. So I've got the two locations, yeah. So it's like a real quick turn it around, bang it in, and yeah. So you know, just a quick setup. Like hoping to really dial it in, just so it's as precise as I can get it. Done skis. All right, too easy. Alrighty, that's it. I'll get stuck in. It's going to be a bit of a long series. This one, obviously, it's going to take me fucking ages. So here we go, eh? Cheers.